I'd like to welcome everybody to another edition of Truth Testers. This is something that we started. It's fresh. It's a new format. We're trying to teach the truth using illustrated sermons. I'm glad that everybody's here today, and I'm glad that you took out the time to join us, and I hope you have fun, and I hope that you come with us on this journey to experiment with reality and to learn the truth about our world and the truth about God's love as well. I'm thankful that you're making the trip with us. Today we're going to be talking about cohesion, capillarity, and Christ. What do they all three have in common? That's the question in front of us. Cohesion, capillarity, and Christ. What do all three of these things have in common? When I was working on putting this truth tester together, my oldest son, when I asked him what did he think they had in common, he said that all three of the words start with the letter C. And that's good. They all do start with the letter C, but there's something more there than just the fact that they all start with the letter C. But you know what? To realize what cohesion, capillarity, and Christ all have in common, we have to take a look at water in order to find some of our answers, all right? All right, let's look at this. Water is always attracted to other water, right? Did everybody know that? It's called cohesion. You see, the oxygen end of water has a negative charge, and the hydrogen end of water has a positive charge. So the hydrogen of one water molecule are always attracted to the oxygen end from another water molecule. And this very attractive force is what gives water its unique abilities. And it's what makes water cohesive. Water molecules will always attract and cling to one another, right? Water also has this other unique property about it, right? This other force that is very at work in water. And it allows water to move upward against the very law of gravity. This force is called capillarity, right? And this is what allows water to defy the forces of gravity, all right? All right. Did you know also cohesion and capillarity are totally necessary phenomenons for life on earth to exist? Your life, you exist. Plants exist. Everything on earth exists because of water's unique properties of cohesion and capillarity. That's pretty interesting, right? I think so. The very forces found in an ordinary glass of drinking water are powerful forces. They're incredible forces that are at work in a single glass of drinking water. It's pretty amazing. All right, to help you learn some more, we're going to take a look at a clip that I've set up from the Moody Science.
Have you ever wondered why water forms into a drop, a bead? How it holds itself together? Again, the explanation is found in the molecule. Once formed, water molecules join to each other in a sort of liquid lattice work. The negative side of one molecule is attracted or joined to the positive side of another. In the liquid state, these attractions or bonds are formed and broken at random. At the surface where the liquid stops, the surface molecules cling to the ones below and to the sides. This cohesion is what is called surface tension. It creates a kind of skin that holds the water together. A drop of water takes the shape of a sphere. The skin holds the sphere together. A water strider walks on water. The skin provides a surface. A steel plate actually floats on water. The skin holds it up. Water skin is also illustrated in the old saying, like water off a duck's back. It is surface tension which causes water to bead and roll off the bird's back. Actually, due to surface tension, these coots are sealed in an envelope of air as they die. But perhaps the greatest work of water's surface tension in supporting life is cohesion, or capillarity.
Cool stuff, right? All right. Okay, how many of you guys knew that water had skin? How many people knew water had skin? Did you know? Water had skin, pretty cool stuff, right? I didn't know water had skin. The technical term for the skin is surface tension. And it's another unique property that water possesses that allows it to be unlike any other substance on earth. Alright, cohesion, capillarity, Christ, surface tension. What exactly do all these things have in common? What exactly is it about water that makes it such a special force and that makes these unique abilities that it has possible? I mean, how is it able to defy the natural laws of gravity in the universe? Alright, we need to take a look at our storyboard to try to make more sense of this situation. Over here, I put up waves, and we have a whole board of water here. And we have to realize the storyboard is just here today to help us realize that the truth is in the molecule. The truth is in the molecule. What it is there's an unequal distribution of electrical charges within the water molecule. The hydrogens are positively charged. The oxygen molecule is negatively charged. That gives us H2O. But there's something more sophisticated about the water molecule than that. Did you know the angles of the two hydrogens, how they attach to the oxygen molecule? It's always at 105 degrees in angle. And this is what makes the water molecule different than any other molecule. Okay, it's important to understand that because of this special angle, the 105 degrees, the water molecule becomes dipolar, right? And what does dipolar exactly mean? That just means it has two poles. And that ends up making the water molecule like a magnet. You see here our picture, we have the water molecule drawn, and now it becomes negatively and positively charged like a magnet. For these reasons, the shape that the water molecule takes on, scientists sometimes call the water molecule the lopsided molecule. And it's this unique shape that accounts for so many of water's unique and unusual forces being present. Alright, these unique forces of water remind me today of this story that I've read in the Bible, right? It's in Matthew chapter 14. Jesus comes towards the disciples in their boat, and Jesus is walking on the water. Just like the water strider in our Moody video, right? And the Bible says that the disciples were absolutely terrified when they saw Jesus walking on the water. They thought that he was a ghost, right? And they're like, there's a ghost, there's a ghost. But Jesus calls out to them, and he tells them, don't be afraid. It's not a ghost. Don't be afraid, Jesus says. It's me. Then Peter does something out of the ordinary, out of the blue. Peter says, Lord, if it's really you, let me come to you on the water. And then Jesus does something more miraculous. He tells Peter, come on to the water, right? So Peter gets down out of the boat, and he climbs out of the boat, and now Peter is walking on water. He walks toward Jesus, but then all of a sudden he sees the force of the wind and he becomes afraid. And we know what happens, right? A lot of you are familiar with this story. Peter begins to sink, and so he cries out, Lord, Lord, save me. Jesus reaches out his hand and he saves Peter. And then Jesus says something incredible. Jesus says to Peter, he says, you of little faith, why did you doubt? You of little faith, why did you doubt? Let's ask ourselves that question. Why do we doubt? Why would I doubt? Well, why did Peter doubt? Well, maybe because he realized that he was actually like walking on water, which is an act that totally defies the laws of gravity, right? And then the wind blows on him, and so with this giant force of wind, he becomes afraid. The Bible says the waves were really big, that the waves were beating the boat. And so the fact that he's defying gravity combined with the forces of wind and these strong waves bearing down upon him, I would think I would begin to maybe doubt too.